John Stanko. I've been doing Magic for about 13 years now. Produced over 70 cards and probably a handful more in the queue that'll be coming out here pretty soon. So that's me. As far as cards that I've done that kind of mean a lot to me, Prismatic Ending is one of them that I most recently did. And that one was because it was there was a lot. It was a very complex card. When I read it, I had no idea how I was going to be able to do it. And I felt like that it was a real challenge visually to put that one together. Just even putting that together was just insane because I had all the stained glass, and it's not like you can throw a model through stained glass and try and figure that out. So just figuring out how all the stained glass would work, how does glass even break? And so there's a lot of research I had to do before I could even sit behind the canvas to figure that one out. You can't just sit down and just draw it and think you're going to get it right. So that was a lot of fun to do that, and I really felt like I had to use every tool that I'd ever learned to be able to pull that image off. And I felt like I just felt really gratified that it kind of came together and I got to use everything, because sometimes you don't. When you're creating a piece of art, you use about half of what you know. That one I felt like I had to use everything I had. I had to use every tool I knew in the toolbox to get that one to work. Another one that is really an important piece for me is the Magister of Worth that I did. The art director was fantastic to work with when I worked on that one, and he let me put a lot of symbolism in there. A lot of times we don't necessarily always get to do that. A lot of times when we're creating our art, there's a very specific thing that it has to hit. But with that one, he really let me kind of go crazy with some really subliminal elements in there where you have life and death, and a lot of times people can't see that the arm is decaying on the actual angel. So her arm is decaying, and then you've got her entire costuming forms the infinity symbol. If you kind of look around it, the way that it forms infinity, which is life and death and beginning and endings and things like that. So it was a lot of fun to put all that stuff into there. And then the other one is a combination of a number of pieces. Lizelle, my Nalia piece, anything with the D&D Baldur's Gate, because I'm a huge D&D fan, and the ability to put D&D and Magic together is like peanut butter and jelly to me. So putting those pieces together and putting that in there, and then with Nalia, they let me design her entire costuming, which was a lot of fun. I don't get a lot of opportunity to do that all the time. So just the ability to take a character, because all they had was the headshot, and they said we need an entire costume figured out for her, because all we have is a headshot. And so the ability that they let me kind of have free reign on that and figure out what her costuming is going to be was absolutely fantastic. So.